make this something else's. And so you're not at the wheel like dictating like, am I driving down this road because I want to be down this road, or am I doing it because someone else has told me to do it? Someone else has placed me here to be the hand on the wheel pushing me down this path. Because that's the biggest thing for me behind anything that I ever did in my life. Is just like I did it because ultimately I wanted to do it. Not because it was the right thing to do, not because it looked good or, you know, challenged the norm or pushed boundaries and limits on things. It's like I did it because I wanted to do it. Because ultimately at the end of the day, that's what's going to be there. There'll be people with you or people without you. It's just going to be. And if you can't be satisfied with what you see when you look in the mirror, then the life you're living isn't your own. It's someone else's life that you're living.
That's a bar. And that is the most doopy response I could expect, which I loved. No, I think the other part, man, I want to talk about, I think a lot of people are dealing with now is that feeling of being lonely, right? And I think we all heard the saying, it's lonely at the top. And I love Hormoz, and he preaches that too. Like there's just seasons to where look, and I empathize with her now. It's like where it's like you're not quite where you want to be yet, so you haven't really made that new set of friends or acquaintances that see the world similar to you or same level of ambition, right? But you're not quite that old version of you that fits in with like your other friends and such. And so I think for you, to your point, you've had multiple variations of that throughout your life, right? Like you talked about going from being in public school, being the youngest, now in private school, there was certain expectations of what is it like to be who you are, right? In a public or a private school setting. And then even as you navigated through adulthood, through college, through the work, and even now, right? Like we're always evolving. And so I guess given that, how have you found a way to like stay true to you through that? Because it's tough, man. I think it's like those seasons where you're like, you don't really have a lot of people to talk to about things because they don't see the world as the same as you is tough.
I will say again, this goes to keep with the undercurrent to the main way that was when I started this. It's just like again, a lot of just what I consider to be my youth and my childhood wasn't like other kids. It's because literally as a teenager, I wasn't necessarily going out and hanging out with kids my age. I mean, I did, but that's not all I did. Like what I did in part
Right.
was like literally be in the presence of like 50 and 60-year olds and 40-year olds, like listening to their stories and like gaining their wisdom and asking them questions about their lived experiences. Because me at heart, I'm a sucker for a good story. So if you have a good story, doesn't matter who you are. If you have a good story about yourself, could be about someone else. I'm always just down to listen, just like I'm reading a book or something. As you narrate, I'm just flipping through the pages. It's like, what happened next? Like, what's going on? I always took it upon myself to listen to like what my elders would say, even if I didn't agree with it, even if I thought they were wrong, even if it's like that shit don't make sense. I would never think to necessarily say that to their face because obviously
Right.
at least for me growing up, that was still a thing, like having
Right.
respect for your elders. And so a lot of my perspective on things came from just the wisdom that I gained from just listening to their lived stories and listening to just what they were talking about in terms of like their friends, their experiences, and just having that how do I put it? Just having that as a baseline just to go off of, just being able to turn to the elder statesmen, the wise sage elder women in your life that you could like actually ask for advice and not turn to Google, I guess, because Google wasn't really a
Right.
big thing back then, or the internet. Well, it was there, wasn't necessarily what it is now.